Alrighty. So, yesterday went ahead and got commissioned to go ahead and make some poker chips. So, these were the references that I was given. Uh, First one is going to be this. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Okay. So, there are four different chips that we're going to be doing. There's an M, there's a D, there's a 4, and then there's an MD4 all together in the end. So, for the first one that I got for a reference, you can clearly see this is AI generated if it wasn't obvious by the name. Going in a little closer, I mean, this is just a generic satellite right here. You've got a couple of artifacts up here, some weird lines and squigglies over here. And then this DSP, something very weird is going on with that. So I was not satisfied with the quality of this, so I didn't copy the DSP, but I did just copy this generic satellite right here. Uh, and I went ahead and threw that into ChatGPT again to go ahead and give me an actual DSP. Thank goodness it actually knew what to come up with for that. So, whenever I asked Chat to go ahead and give me DSP, it came back with this. Told it to give me some bold black lines and no background and everything else. And it did a pretty solid job. So I'm going to be using this as the reference that I want for the base. And then for the generic satellite, I went ahead and did some edits to get rid of that funky stuff that was going on up here, make this a little bit more basic, and then, or not basic, but make it the exact same thickness as the rest of the lines, and called it good. So that'll be easy to now take this image and convert it into an SVG so we can extrude it. Now, the second thing that we have, the D. So this one was the one that I took the most artistic liberty with because I can see that we got a GBR right here. I'm guessing that's supposed to be a radome back there. And this as well is supposed to be a GBR, but I'm pretty sure that it just messed up the array on that one. So for that, I went ahead and just got the reference image of Alaska. And I think this is really nice. It's really symmetric. So that could work for a UEWR, GBR fit in. And then we could go ahead and just convert that so it's symmetrical. And whenever I did the conversion, it came out with a white and black outline because, very sillily, I asked ChatGPT to give me just white and black as the colors. So it took that as I can use white as the lines. So it gave me this. I wasn't happy with it. These lines over here aren't thick enough. And then, of course, you can't work with the white in here. It's not going to know what to do. You could edit that in GIMP, but unfortunately, it's not going to be ideal. So I just went ahead and manually edited it to this. So the way that I got all of these lines perfect is because it had a lot of like haze and such going on since I had the white in there. Great little tip is in GIMP, if you choose the paintbrush tool and then you select the area that you want to start at, like down here, and then I, just move my mouse up without like holding and clicking. If I just click shift, then I can make straight lines. So that's a really easy way whenever you have simple images like this that you can go ahead and make those straight lines. You can also use that to bolden any lines that didn't come out quite as bold as you wanted, like these lines right over here and right over here on the array. So this is just what I did. So this will be symmetric. I like that because I really don't like how everything like offsets in this. And then I was like, wait a minute, I already have like a circle over here. Why don't I just go ahead and do a UEWR right here and then the radome as the background? That's exactly what I did. So I went ahead and just asked ChatGPT, hey, go ahead and give me, a sphere that's low poly composed of a bunch of triangles. That's going to go in the base of it. And then that is what I'm going to go ahead and do. Now, this one, I have no idea what the fuck they're going for on this one. So I just went ahead and copied it and threw it in to enhance the image since this was so grainy whenever it was given to me, and then called that one a day. Let's see here. So the last one that I got was MD4 patch, and then also this very shittily done globe in the background, and some very basic keys and swords. So it's not too shabby. There are a few things that I would edit in there. Number one, I don't need the 4 in here. I think that the number one thing that I'm trying to get at is the MD4 patch itself. So I went ahead and took that out. I asked ChatGPT to go ahead and make me a reference of it, taking out the border of this patch and just making a continued image. And then I went ahead and edited in here as well. I don't need for both of these things to be together, and thankfully, since this black outline already exists, I could just use the threshold in GIMP to go ahead and lower the threshold until all the gray and all the other colors went away and I only had the black outline. It's simply a matter of enhancing the image past that point to whatever you want, and I think that my 3D printers can handle a little bit more detail on this. So what I went ahead and did is, for the MD4, this is what ChatGPT gave me raw. Whenever I asked for the images, you could see that it's got some funky artifacts going on here. This didn't go all the way to the side. And, you still got the 4 up there. I don't need that anymore. So I went ahead and threw it into GIMP and edited it just a little bit to go ahead and get rid of that 4 and make these all uniform and unified. So I'm only going to be using like this area right here for the coin itself. So it should be all right that it doesn't have this little detail. So we'll go ahead and see. And then I'm going to go ahead and exit out this one. Oh yeah, one other thing that I'm going to go ahead and mention, you'll see this whenever I'm actually catting it as well. But since the black outlines are actually touching each other, you're going to have to separate those whenever you're working inside the SVG. So keep that in mind. You're not just going to be able to extrude all this and have it work all hunky-dory. Actually, I guess you could. If you keep all this just black, you'd be fine. And then have the other colors in there, such as the blue for the eye or whatever else. There's nothing else that's touching in here, I don't believe. So yeah, you actually could get away with that. Let's see. We'll see whenever we're actually making that. So for the sword and key, I went ahead and just asked for a little bit more detail to be added to it and was happy with this result. And then I just asked GPT to go ahead and give me a globe wireframe outline. I'm going to go ahead and have this in the back to go ahead and take up the entire circle that we have the real estate with for the MD4 picture. So that being said, I know nothing about poker, so I went ahead and looked up some references for what colors I should choose. It looks like green, the highest value that you can go is red, which is 1,000, and then the step down from that is going to be purple. And then the step down from that is going to be black, and the step down from that is going to be green. Green being 25, black being 100, purple being 500, and then the red being 1,000. Now I really like that because I have some awesome metallic red filament that I can use to really make that highest figure coin pop. I have plenty of purple, I have plenty of black, and boy golly gee willikers do I have green in ample supplies. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. The M is the one that was asked for the most, 150 of those, so that's going to be the green, and then the delta, everything combined, is only 75, so sweet. We'll go ahead and go on with that. Now the next question is, what are the dimensions of a poker chip? So went ahead and Googled that one, and looks like poker chip is going to be 39 millimeters. And then what's the height of that? Standard thickness is 3.5. Okay, easy enough. So 39, 3.5. Don't let me forget that. So we're going to go and start. This is asking for the full diameter. So this is going to be 39 divided by 2. It's an easy way to just do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and start sketching on the inside of this as well. So whenever I'm looking at poker chips, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the white on the outside, since I'm only going to be using the green, the black, the red, and purple. I'm assuming that all of them only have the white areas in there, and it also has this really cool inside little circle going on. So what I can do in this is I'm going to close out of this. The easiest way for me to do this is just to go ahead and make a line. Yep. Make a line. And then come in here and create, let's go ahead and say, how thick do I want this to be? Let's go ahead and say 1 for now. How does that look? As compared to my images. Nah, it needs to be thicker than 1. Let's go ahead and do 2. See how that looks. All right, well, oh no. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want that to be 2. 1. There we go. Yeah, that's closer. So we'll go ahead and go with that. I can then go ahead and make another circle on the inside. And now I just need to have a line that is perfectly from here out. Yeah, I think that's about right. So now I can go ahead and write over those. Since I don't want these to be here permanently, you'll see why here in a sec. I can just go ahead and use the intersections between them and then make myself an arc right here. Going in, bada bing, bada boom. Those are all set. Now I can delete my references, delete, and delete. And now I just have this. Now I want it to also be over here, so I'm just going to go ahead and select both of them. I'm going to create a mirror, and then I'm going to say that I want it along this line right here. And bada bing, bada boom, it's perfect. So, wait, is that too thick? Hold on, you too dummy thick. Hold on one sec. Yeah, you're too thick. Okay. That's fine. I can cut this in half. So if I want to cut that in half, again, go from the center, go over here. Actually, wait a minute. I need to Control Z this a bit. Yeah, Y on that one. And then I can just go ahead and do this to be about half of whatever was in there. And then make myself another line. Select, delete, and then delete the whole thing. And this is fine to keep. It's not gonna, and now go ahead and just, what? Oh, you goober. Okay. So, then you're gonna go ahead and make yourself another arc because this isn't going to cooperate as nicely as I would like. And then you can delete this and do the exact same thing that we did before. We're just going to make a mirror. So, making a mirror, select both those boys. Oh, there we go. Mirror line is going to be the center line. Okay. There we go. That looks a lot more like our reference images. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Now, we got to make 6 of them. So the way that we're going to do that is this handy dandy technique. I'm going to go ahead and delete you as well because I don't need you. Why are you still being stubborn? There we go. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to create a circular pattern. What that does is I'm going to be able to take all of these and then choose my center point right here. And I can just go ahead and say, okay, the image referenced had 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 6. So then I just say, I want 6 of them. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. All right. Now one more cursory glance at the reference. One more glance at that. Looks close enough. Okay. So now I need to make that cool inner circle. So how many of those does it have? Let's see here. So in these, it has an indentation in there, and it looks like the color is slightly darker. I wonder if I can do that on a printer. Yeah, because the color is actually flush, and then there's an indentation. It's not actually a different color. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, that'll just be a bridge right there on the bottom. And then, yeah, I'll just cut that out like, oh, I don't know, like 0.5 millimeter or so. And that'll be just fine. Okay. Looks like that's going to be about 1 millimeter away from the border. And then it's going to be about 0.5 millimeter, I'd say. Or maybe even 1/4 of a mil. We'll see what looks good. So, that being said, making my line. Let's go ahead and make it 1. That seems too far away. So I'm just going to go ahead and instead select it. Let's see what 0.75 looks like. Yeah, that looks better. But what would 0.5 look like? I like 0.5 the best. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll make ourselves a circle again. And then how are these centered in there? They are smack dab in the center of them. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense since there are 2 right there too. Yeah, okay, so 12 of them. How much thicker are they anyway? Okay. Easy enough. So for the line, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to about there. Yep, about there, I'd say. About halfway through. And then I'm going to have another one. Oh, wait a minute. I don't do that. I need to mirror it so it's perfect. And then I need to go ahead and make another line right here, which is going to be 0.5. Oh, is 0.5 too much? I think that 0.5 is too much. So now I'm just going to go and make it 0.25. Okay. Okay. And then create myself another circle right here to bring up. Okay. Now I outline the pieces that I want to keep. Okay. And delete your references. Oh, wait a minute. I still need that reference. Hold on. I didn't keep the border. There you are. Come on. There you go. All right. Now, the reason why we use these references is because, of course, it's just going to make everything uniform, and also it helps for the snap to place, which is just going to make your life easier. All right, so that's all done. Now I'm selecting everything over here, make myself a mirror, boop, and then my mirror line is going to be that right there. Call it good, I do reckon. Very, very pleased with that, I think. Okay. So now I need to go ahead and select every... Oh. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not select everything. Can I delete you? Yeah, I can delete you. You're another reference. And then can I do this again? Do that, and then do that. Perfect, okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and create another circular pattern. Center point's right there. And see, everything's going good. I need for this to be 12. Okay. So these are all evenly spaced from my reference, right? Or they're a little larger. Yeah, it looks like they're just slightly larger. But they have to be smaller than this. Okay. So I could make these larger, and then it would still be half. I think that's going to be what I have to do if I want to have it anything like the originals. Huh. I wonder why there's such a disparity. Huh. All right. So, in that case, we are going to what happens if I just increase this. Yeah, I could just make it 3 each. And then that still keeps them in the center, as is on the poker chip. Yeah, actually, I really like the look of that. Okay, we're doing it that way. So, that's good on that end. Now I go ahead and make 2 circles for the area that I want to go ahead and leave out. And then it's just a matter of proper extrusions with everything else that I want. Okay. So, that's that reference line. Can I just delete you? So, yeah, I can. Okay. And then I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. Okay. Ladies and gents, I am happy with the way that that looks. So now, I'm going to go ahead and extrude these. Let's go ahead and do that. And then 3.5 is what we all talked about. That doesn't seem right. What the? That is a very thick poker chip. Hold on one sec. They're 9 millimeters. Standard thickness of a poker chip is 3.5. The weight can vary between. Huh. Let me try something. I mean, yeah, that looks like the regular thickness of it. So I think that I actually did have the diameter before, and that's problematic. Not too problematic. It just means that I need to scale it up whenever I... Yeah, it just means that I need to scale it up times 2 whenever I get to the point to where I'm comfortable with this. Or I can just remember it for the slicer. I could go back, but I don't want to. Okay. Now I go ahead and create a new body. Boop. Now I'm gonna need to open this up, and I'm gonna have 2 bodies. So for this, I know that both of these are going to be the base color that I want, and I'm gonna use them across multiple chips. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as base color rather than labeling what the color is. So base 1. And then base 2. All right. Now take me back to the sketch. So for this, I know that these outside ones are all going to be white along with whatever is directly... Oh, hold on one sec. It's going to be easier if I go over to this side. Along with whatever is going to be in the center and the other ones beyond them. And they all are at the exact same height as the base colors of the chip. So the only unique one is going to be that inside one. And I'll show you how you're going to go ahead and do that easiest here in just one sec. Doop, doop, doop. And then you all go down. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Now I just go ahead and extrude them. I'm going to bring them to this surface. I just double clicked. And right now, the CAD software automatically wants to go ahead and join everything together. I do not want to join everything because I have a multicolor 3D printer, which means that I can print different colors in the exact same layer. If you're using a standard 3D printer, then you're going to have to make these at different layer heights so that you can actually make different colors. But for me and my purposes, I want for all of these to be new bodies because I'm going to use those new bodies and throw them into my slicer software and just tell it, hey, this new body over here, it's actually a different color. The easiest way for me to do that is to just go ahead and take all these individual bodies that I have and just name them right now what color I want them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and name this folder white. I'm going to select at the top, and then I'm going to select at the very bottom using Shift. So everything is highlighted. If I go ahead and just edit this one at the top and I hit enter, then it will automatically name everything to whatever color I want. And I don't care about the order. The only thing that I care about is the proper color is in there. So then click Shift and then drag and drop that into white. Perfect. I love it when it all works out. Now then, I need to go ahead and make the last extrusion, which is these boys right here. Oh. So these are the exact same color as the base color. So these are actually going to get dragged and dropped into the base color file. But I need for them to be about 0.5 millimeters indented on either side, since that's how poker chips are made, apparently. Oh, God. Okay. Now I go into my extrusion, and I can go ahead and say that I want this to be a two-sided extrusion. Two sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick this side over here for what this should be. Tell it I want you to come all the way up to here. Okay, so whenever I go all the way up to there, it's right there. Remember, I'm going to increase this by 50% on the other side. So really I only need this to shrink by 0.25. 0.25 minus that is going to be 50. Is that too much? Is that too aggressive? Yeah, I think it's too aggressive actually. So let's go ahead and say 0.15. So then this will turn into 60. Yeah, that looks more like what the actual chip was. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So that takes care of this side. Now I need to work with the other side. And I'm going to go ahead and tell it that I want it to be negative 0.15, since that's what we agreed upon for the other side. And that's all good. Again, it's going to default to joining, since you've got bodies that are touching each other. And you need to say, nope, I don't want that. I want this to be a brand new body. Now for all these, they are again going to be whatever your base color is. So I'm just going to call these base and then drag and drop them into that base color. And just like that, you have yourself a nice fancy schmancy poker chip right there that we can go ahead and begin to work. So now it's a matter of taking those SVGs that we made from, of course, we made the images in GIMP. Well, we made them in ChatGPT, edited them in GIMP to however we needed to, and then we took those black and white images, imported them into Inkscape, and then converted to an SVG. If you're curious on how to do that, there are multiple videos on this channel that outline it and take you step by step. So I'm not going to bore you with that process. I already have the SVGs. So I can go ahead and hide that. This is my chip. And that still seems really thick. I feel like it's not supposed to be that thick. Oh well. I feel like the... Hold on one sec. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be like half that thickness. Because if I go ahead and open up like a Google search of it, this is what's coming up. And golly gee willikers, that is a chunker compared to these boys over here. Yeah, even for these, it's just too dummy thick. So, all right. Now, how do I edit that? Well, easiest thing for me to do is to go ahead and take the entire thing, which I can select by going up here, and then modify. I can go ahead and scale it. And then entities is going to be all of you and all of you. Let's see if this keeps everything there. I want to make this non-uniform, and I only want to do the height. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think like half the thickness actually is going to be what I'm looking for. So let's go and delete that one and make this 50. Oh, wait, why aren't you selected? Yes, I also want to select all of you. I also want to select all of you. Oh, you'll only let me do one or the other, huh? Okay, well, how about I just do all of this and then control select this. Or what if I select one and then select all the way up here? Okay, well, let me do that either. Well, fudge. Will it let me do them individually? And then for all of you, will it let me do them individually? Scale, non-uniform, going for the top. Let's make this 0.5. What about a negative? What? Hold on, what's your 1 at? Oh, okay, it won't let me do the negative. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, but I don't want you to do that. What point was selected? That point right there? If I do a top point. There, okay, there we go. That's what was goofing up. That's what was goofing up. Okay, we're all good, we're all good. Okay. Now, that's looking like a poker chip. Hell yeah. So this is no longer a 0.5. So let's see if I can actually just go in here and edit. Cancel. It's not the one that I want. Let's see if I can just make this double what I had before. So let's make this, yeah, 3. And then for up here, I want to go ahead and make it, 75 minus 30. That's going to be 45. Okay. So now, if I go back in history and make these doubled, then I should still have the 0.15 gap between them. Okay? Now, going through the timeline right now, bring me back to the present. Perfect. This should be... Well, that doesn't help me. I just need you. No. Okay, let's see if it'll do for another one. Nope, of course it won't. Okay, so inspect. I'm going to choose this surface and this surface. That is 0.15. Golly, don't you love it when you're perfect? All right. All right. Everything's looking good on this side too. Oh, what happened with you? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come up here, join your brothers. No, don't you dare join, otherwise you will foil all of my plans. You don't want to do that now, do you? All right, everything else is fine. So where'd that new one go? Because that was this extrusion right here, right? Yeah, it was that boy right there. So since this is flush against the top, that's actually going to be a white. So where are you? Right there, okay. And now, if I go ahead and call it white, it's automatically going to know that other whites came before it, so then you can just drop it in. Perfect. And it will auto-name itself, and it will be its own unique image. All right. So, Hit the home, smack that save button. And start with the SVGs. All right. Take me to the top. And all right. Now I'm going to go ahead and begin to insert SVGs. Hold on one sec. On my other window, I'm pulling up references of what they want. Okay, so this one's going to be the M. All right. Actually, let's go ahead and make a copy. So I'm going to select everything, Control CV. Does that work? No, of course it doesn't. Why would it? That would be too easy. God damn it. Select, and then will you let me select all of you now? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, hold on. Select, and then Shift select, Control select. Okay, so now you as well, and then you. God damn it. Okay. Of course, you will be difficult. All right, so then Control CV. I'm going to move you over, let's say 50. 50 is a bit extreme. Let's go ahead and do, oh, shit. 20. 5. Now remember that, because we're using it as reference for all of these over here. All right, now Control CV, and then moving you over 25. Okay. Man, that makes some really ugly numbers. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. It'll be fine. Okay. So let's go and do another Control V. We'll go ahead and do up high, 25. Okay. Let the chaos continue. Does this turn into... Oh, no, it just adds more ones. Fuck! Oh, that's disgusting. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It'll all be fine. Those were the whites. So now we go ahead and take all of these. Control CV. All right. Bring you up to 25. Now there's 3 long. Golly, that is disgusting. One more time, baby. One more time. Oh, Control V. Of course you want. Okay. I'm going to have to select everything again. Control CV. Let's go and do 25. And then... Oh, 25. Perfect. Okay. And now I want to go ahead and do the whites one more time. Shift, Control CV. 25. Wait a minute. You know, I just realized. Hold on one sec. Yeah, your diameter's still off. Fudge. Okay. So I did scale it to make it thinner, and the exact same swing, I was also going to go ahead and scale it to be twice as large. Since I only have 19 diameters right now, it's supposed to be 39. So rather than doing that in my slicer, it's just good hygiene to do that right here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and go back on those. And then, yeah, is that a copy? Yeah, okay. Z on that one too. Okay, so now we're back to the good old original poker chip. And I'm going to go ahead and modify this one, scale it. Entities, I'm going to go ahead and select everything again, and then I'm going to tell you that I want for you to be 2. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uniform. Please, for the love of God, uniform. All right. 2. All right. Where's the point that I selected for this? I have to make sure that this is accurate, so I'm just going to go ahead and select everything again, modify, scale, and then I'm going to ensure that I have the selected point so I don't lose it. And I'm just going to pick this right here. Okay. Now with that, I'm going to select 2. Uniform. Okay. Now we go down to our white. And I'm going to go ahead and scale you as well. I'm going to pick the exact same spot right there. And I'm going to tell you, all right, it's already selected the uniform. Okay. Okay, there we go. Inspect. What are you? The diameter is now 39. All right. And that is what we want. That is just good hygiene. Nothing got lost in the process. Everything looks to be just fine. Okay. Now going for the top, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. Control CV. Moving you over 50 now. Control CV. 50. Okay. And then V. 50. And then, wait a minute, I could just V it again, and then do 25, oh wait, shoot, 50, and then 50. Now I do the whites. Okay. So now I have all my distinctive poker chips. Let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's go ahead and start making the groups. So this is going to be M. You go in M, and you as well go in M. New group. D. All right, so these all now go, oh, as you can see, everything is selected. These all go in D. And then a new group. These are all 4. So taking all of those. Ooh, that's not pretty. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, wait a minute. What are you? Why? Why are you like this? Alright, so those all go in 4. And then those all go in 4. And then MD4. Everything that's still out here should be in MD4. Perfect. So now I can easily see if I did that right by just using this I. So if I hide that, everything disappears in MD4. If I hide this, everything disappears in 4. That disappears, perfect, and then that disappears. So the way that you're actually going to save all of these individually is you're actually going to go up and hide all of these, and then if you right click up here and say save as mesh, it will only do whatever is visible in Fusion 360. So that's how you'll save all of them as individual STLs whenever you're ready for that. So now it's time to go back through here and add these all to our buckets. So let's see here. M was going to be green. So yeah, you are. And then just everything under here is going to be renamed to green. Green, white, perfect. And then white is all set in here. I just need to go ahead and make a new group that's subordinate to it. White. All these whites go in there. Perfect. New group. Let's go ahead and do, let's see here. It was white. Black, purple, red. Right? Yep, I'm perfect. Okay. Black. Then in this new group. All right. So this one's going to be purple. With all of these under it. Perfect. And then you get renamed. Purple. And then new group, white. Okay. And then one more to go. And this one is new group, metallic red. Perfect. Everything is all organized and in their own hunky-dory space. All right. So let's go ahead and hide these for now. Make them closed. And let's just focus on the M. So again, I'm going to go and pull up the reference that I have. I'm going to have that in my other window. But just for y'all, I need that DSP in here and generic satellite right there. And then an M on the front of it. So let's go ahead and it doesn't matter which side I start with, but it does matter that I keep all the font and such the exact same. So whenever I looked at the image, it looks like Times New Roman. So let's go ahead and create, and then it's going to be shish kebab. I need to make a sketch, don't I? Okay. So I'm going to go and make a sketch, and then I'll make it right in here. Let's see if there's anything consistent that I can grab onto across all of them so I know that they're all centered. No, of course not, because why would you do that? Shit. Okay. Backtrack that one. Cancel. Let's go ahead and delete that sketch. Finish sketch. Okay, Control Z. Z. Okay, let's go ahead and see if I can't make a sketch on this and have an anchor. Yes, I can. Okay, sweet. So this is going to make my life so much easier later on whenever I'm trying to make sure that everything is consistent. You need to have something that this will latch onto. And right now I can choose this corner right here and this corner all the way over here. And now it will be consistent throughout every single chip whenever I'm making this kind of sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and use Times New Roman. Modern might work as well. I think that I'm going to go with modern, actually. Yeah, so M. Bold it. Whoa, what the fuck is going on there? You. Okay, never mind. Oh, yeah, snap. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want, baby. Hell yeah. Hold on one sec. Okay, so it is Times New Roman. Now we just need to get the scaling right. Let's try 20. 18. What about 15? What about 16? What about second breakfast? Okay. Okay. So, centered in here, centered in there, everything's all good. I know that those are the anchors that I'm going to use for the rest of the sketches. I know that this is going to be 16, so I'll keep that consistent throughout all of them. Okay. So now I need to choose what color that's going to be. And in the references, it looks like they kept it as white. So I'm just going to go ahead and solid, extrude. Let's go ahead and say like, you know, negative 0.2. That's really all that it needs to be. And just make that. I'll be safe. I'll be safe, and I'll make this 0.5. Because since the M, the D, and the 4 are all like the lowest detail things, they're all going to be on the top. So I need to be sure that I have enough layers on top to compensate for that. 4 is going to be fine. And then I'm just going to have this as a new body. And actually, you know what's going to be the best hygiene, so I don't have to worry about anything else? I'm actually going to cut this out first, okay? And then from this, I'm going to go and extrude it as 0.4 and just say that it's a new body that's going to be white. That way I don't have intersecting bodies later on. It's just the best way to do things. Okay. Sweet. So you, again, are going to be white. Again, I don't care that it's an M. The only thing I care about is that it's white. So I'm just going to drag and drop you into there. And we are all good. And so that M being made, now I flip it over to the back. Oh my God, my throat is raw. Go over here. Now I'm going to go and add that pretty DSP and insert generic satellite name here. All right. So I think that what I want to go ahead and do is insert the DSP first, since that's going to be a real finagler. Oh, looks like I didn't save it. That's crazy. Okay. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and open up Inkscape. File open. Gimme my DSP. There we go. Okay. So now, opening this up, I can go ahead and select the image. You have to select the image so that this outline gets bolded. You'll see why here in a sec. Because if I click this path and I select trace bitmap, and I don't have it selected, and I hit update, it's not going to show anything in here. It doesn't know what the hell I'm trying to trace. So you got to select the image, and then you click update, and then it'll show this beautiful, beautiful individual, this beautiful decrepit individual. You hit OK, and then you're going to see the box kind of shrinks down, and that's because you actually have two things in here. You have the SVG, and you have your regular image. So drag this SVG down a little bit, select the entire thing, delete it, and then File, Save As, and call it DSP. Perfect. Bada bing, bada boom, bada boom. Okay, now let's try this again. There you are. You are going to go on this plane. And how big are you right now? You're a bit big, fella. I'm gonna go ahead and twist you around like that. And then I'm gonna go and shrink you down a little bit so that you fit on that. Ooh, ooh, I like the way that looks. Okay, 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 okay. You're doing the thing. You're doing the thing. What if I did you like right here? And then maybe the other one will be symmetric with the other side? Let's find out. Probably gonna have to do this multiple times. Okay. Then insert SVG. And you need to get scaled down a lot, don't you? And then you need to get flipped around like that. And then scale down just a little bit more. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you just come on up like that. Okay. Ooh, so close. Hmm. I think it looks a little bottom heavy right now. So there's a lot of details down here, but there's not enough filling up this space right here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and keep this the same size that it is, and then rescale the DSP and move its fins up close to the top. Let's see what that looks like. That's going to be the best way to delete you. Oh no. Oh no, it's not all the same. Oh god. Huh. Yeah, it's just one sketch, isn't it? Okay. Can I just... Nope. Hold on a sec. Okay, I can do that, but I need to be a little bit more precise. Okay, delete. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and try to insert this again. Insert SVG. Insert from my computer. Open. Scale you down. Flip you around. Bring you forward. I think I just need to tilt you just a little bit. And then we should have some good gravity going. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Now it all looks even as far as the spacing goes. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this works. Let's see how boss likes it. Sweet. So, there are a few things that I want to do with this. Number one, these are all metal pieces, and I can add a little bit more detail on this side, but I can only do that if I sanction off all the gaps of it. So in this sketch, I'm just going to go ahead and close some loops. So if I close this right here, I'm going to be able to select every... Where do you open up next? Is it the top? Yeah, it's the top. Okay. So I also need to go ahead and close this. While I am here, I'm going to go ahead and close you off as well. And then coming down here, I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. I think that it would look best if I bring it down like right there though. Yeah. Okay, so that's all closed. Now if I select you, you're one thing, and these pieces over here will be silver because they're solar panels, and then these over here are just going to be black as the distinguishing features of it. Okay, sweet. So I'm just going to go around, make sure that everything that I want that is going to be closed off is going to be closed off. So this is another area where it opens up. So just click you, drag you on down, get you right there. I'm going to go ahead and bring you over right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut you off right there. Call it good. Good. Okay. So now that's all silver. Silver, silver, silver. Okay. You're already closed. So now it's just a matter of getting you over there. You over there, I do reckon. Yeah. And then closing you up. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Alright, you would go... Nope, stop. Stop. You would go right there. And then you're going to be the end of that part. So what's going to be parallel for you? Okay, so I just need to bring it all the way up then. Okay. Show that. Yeah. And then I'm going to go and close you off real quick. And then from this point up, it's going to be silver. And then this point over here is going to be silver, I do reckon. Okay, now they should all be isolated. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Okay. And then you are just... Yeah, you're just beautiful, aren't you? Yeah, you are just beautiful. All right. I'll look up some reference images of what DSP looks like and see if I should make any other adjustments. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and select all of these areas that I want. Yeah, you're going to stay as a gap. And then all of you, you. Okay. All right. Then solid, cut, -0.4. All right, there's cut. And then I am going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm just going to do this one at a time. Because otherwise, some of the black pieces and some of the silver pieces are touching each other, so I can't do this all at once. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So, selecting all of those indentations, I need to go ahead and extrude it 0.4, and then make them all new bodies. Okay. And now comes my next color. Oh, wait a minute. New group. This is going to be silver. Silver. Sweet. Select all of them again, and then drag and drop. Perfect. Okay. So now I need to see that sketch again, so I'm just going to go and highlight it. Now I need some black thrown in there as my nice dividing factors. So I'm going to go ahead and mosey on down here. Going to go and select that. Going to go and select that. And that boy right there. And that boy right there. And that boy right there. And all these little boys. Yeah. YMCA. That, and that. And this over here. That right there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did before. I'm going to go ahead and get this negative 0.4. Okay. And then zooming in there. Getting all these. Just got. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So here's something important. Since I have the sketch unhidden, I'm not actually touching all the way down to the groove. I'm only touching the top of it, which is fine. I can work with that. So I don't have to like hide it again and then unhide it and do all that fun stuff. I can just keep that in mind and go forth with it, because otherwise you're going to have a real bad time. Okay. Just understand that whenever you extrude this, it's going to be a negative. So extrude, and it's trying right now to bring it like up and beyond the face. It's trying to make it an embossment, so I'm just going to make it negative 0.4. And then new body again. New group. This is going to be black. They're all still selected, so I'm going to go and drag and drop them up there. Okay. Perfect. What's that line up there? Okay, it's just a sketch. Just a sketch. None to be freaked out about. None to be freaked out about. Okay, let's see if there's anything else for colors of a DSP. Ooh, I could add gold to some of these. Ooh. Rather than just making them silver, I can make them blue. Ooh. Huh. Oh, I'm totally gonna do that. Okay. Let's see here. So I drag and drop these into silver. So let's figure out which ones they are. So I'm going to control select all the ones that I want to go ahead and change now. And as you can see, oh, it's not, it's selecting the sketch, not selecting the bodies. Okay, okay. Now I actually have to hide the sketch. So select, 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 select. And now I can see that these are the ones that I need. So I'm going to click control, 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 control. I'm going to bring these out and instead drop them in just the 4 category. Of course that didn't work. One more time. Hold on, can I just rename them while I have them selected? No, I can't do that. So select, 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 and then go to the top one. Ooh, okay. So now are they still selected? Yes, they are. I'm going to take you and drop you into bodies. God damn it. Okay. Does it work individually? Okay, there we go. Okay. So now, new group. Blue. Move you under M. Move you under M. Move you under M. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's why I need to... Duh, okay. You have to drag it underneath, not over it. Okay, that's fine. So then blues, I'll go in there. Okay, and we are all set. Do I want these to be gold? I don't know. I'll work on the DSP and I'll figure that one out. Okay, back to the sketch. Let's go ahead and do exactly what we did for the last one. Black is the easiest one to kill, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah. The other thing that I noticed too is these holes are not going to come out in the 3D print, so I'm just going to go ahead and redo them real quick. Actually, wait a minute. I could just... Yeah. So I'm going to go back into the sketch and then select everything. I'm going to make these slightly bigger by using the offset. So I can say 0.1. How's that look? Yep, that'll work. Okay. It's a bit too big. What if I do 0.05? Yeah. 7. Okay, that's good. Okay. Then I'm just going to delete all these. Oh, come on, come on. Anything else is going to be too small? You're barely going to show up, so I'm just going to go and delete you. I don't like you, but you might show up. I do not like these, though. Those will not happen. So delete, and then bringing you on over here and deleting. Finish that sketch. Negative 0.4. Cut. All good with that. I'm going to do the exact same thing again. Extrude. Negative 0.4. Only this time, it's going to be a new body. All right. And I also need to do that with this. So extrude. Negative 0.4. Okay. And negative 0.4. Okay. Both of you are going to be black. And you go in the black section. Perfect. Oh. No, that's fine. That's all fine. Okay. Okay. So. Well, that's going to be blue. This whole thing's blue, okay. 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 I like that. So negative 0.4. And then one more time. All right. And then negative 0.4. Gonna be nobody. Okay. And all of these are blue. Okay. Now, you know what? Y'all are also going to be black. Right there. Okay, can you stop? There, okay. All right. Oh yeah, you're also going to be black. Fuck. Okay. No, stop. Go into the file. Go. Okay, you know what? Okay, fine. Okay. So now I'm getting a better look at you. All right, so everything close to the base is gold, and then everything close to the tip. Oh, wait a minute, you're black too. Okay. Okay. I'll deal with that later. Now I need gold. So, y'all. Oh, not you. That's all good. That's all good. And then I'm just gonna go ahead. Yeah, why not you? No, you be. Yeah, you be that. You will be. You will be. So those are gold, yeah. I think that some of these fans can also be. Okay. You can be gold because you're a special little snowflake. And then all of you will also be gold. Yep, alrighty. I like that. Okay, and then cut. And now this is just going to make my life easier if I just hide this. It's going to help me to see which ones are cut out. Okay. What? 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 Not going to let me select? What is this bullshit? What the fuck? What the? Okay. Fine. 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 It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just do it live. It's fine. We'll just do it this way. No, no, no. You're fine. You're fine. I'm just disappointed. Gold. Perfect. Then I'm gonna add one more folder to you, new group. Gold. All right. Now I need my silver. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide everything else that has been done. Oh, wait a minute, that's not exactly what I wanted to do. Green, yeah, I want to keep you. Because this is going to tell me exactly what I haven't done yet. And what needs to be silver. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, that hurts. Okay. That's everything that needs to be silver. So now extrude, negative 0.4. Cut. What? What? What do you mean nobody found it? What the deuce? Okay, then you're going to be 0.3. Don't care. Good. All right. And now I can also use this as a reference for what I need to fill in. Perfect. Sweet. And then all you go in silver. All right. And that should be a coin. Let's find out. Let's go ahead and save this. Export as mesh. It's going to be one body per file. That is a very important detail. Let's just keep this as short and sweet as possible. Yeah, let's go ahead and make a folder for this actually. Kernel chips. This is going to be M. Then on the inside of this, I will go ahead and save all of them. Save. All right. This is going to take a hot second to load, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up Bamboo in the meantime. Yeah, delete all. And what colors do I have? Oh, geez. Blue, green, white, silver, black, gold. Okay, I'm going to have to make some adjustments here. Black is good. White is good. You can be silver. You can be blue. Red. I don't have any red, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch you around to be green. Okay. And then, yeah, here's silver. Oh, gold. That's what I need. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's all good. All right. That's still loading right there, so I'm going to go ahead and switch around the film. Actually, no, I'm not going to switch around the filaments. That would create a lot of noise for you guys. I'm going to be patient. Just let it do its thing. Sweet. Okay, it's now done. So I can go ahead and just file, new project. Sweet. All right. So if I have Bamboo, this is what you're going to see, because this is a multi-material 3D printer, and I can print up to 8 different colors in one layer. But y'all probably won't be seeing a printer like this any time because Bamboos, very unfortunately, are a Chinese 3D printer. So, yeah. I would not support them, except it's just the best in the business right now for multicolor 3D printing. So, at least whenever you're trying to print above 5 different colors at the same time. Load all these files as a single object with multiple parts? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now I scroll in and I'm just like, wait, that's just a big old black blob. What the deuce is going on? Well, I need to go ahead and select what colors are going to be what. So I have all of those as black. That's all set. Now I'm going to scroll through for all the blues. That looks to be... Oh, I got a body right there. I'm curious what you're supposed to be. And then I right click after shifting, and then I go ahead and select all those as blue. What are you? Oh, you're also a black too. Okay. So then we go through and I see all these as gold. So I'm going to go ahead and select them and making those gold. And then all those are green. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that those are all selected and made for green. And then silver. Let's go ahead and do silver, silver, silver. Silver is going to be you. Okay. And then these are all white. And that should be all the colors that I need. So deselecting from it, I can see how this is going to look on the top, and I can also see how it looks on the bottom. I am pretty happy with that. I think that this needs to be gold, though. Yeah. I think that needs to be gold. Do I have any... So going through, looking at my silvers, I'm just going to go ahead and... Does this work? Yeah. You can just go ahead and use the arrow key to move up. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I didn't miss it in that one that was at the very bottom. No, okay. Yep, okay. So that boy right there is one of them. I'm going to go ahead and switch this around to gold. And then, of course, I'll change it as far as like what the name is in Fusion afterwards. So this is repeatable. Oh, just, yeah, that little nick right there. Yeah. Right there. That one's gold, too. All right. You know what? I also like the idea of this area being gold. So let's go ahead and... Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Scrolling. Oh, you're one of them. So let's go ahead and make you a gold. And then for you, yes. Okay. And then you as well. Gold. Ooh, I must say, I like the way that looks. Oh, you think these boxes should be gold? Nah, let's not go over the top with it. Alrighty. Very pleased with that. So let's go ahead and send it off to the printer and see what it does. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Now it's just a matter of seeing if we can actually get that level of detail. If I tell it to slice, do I see all the lines that are in here? That is the big ticket question. Ah, damn. Okay. So it looks like it cut off the gold that was going to be in here. It looks like it doesn't pick up much of the black that's in here as well. Oh, that's a crying shame right there. So everything comes out on top, though. Let's see how far up I need to scale the G-code. Path beyond the boundaries. Oh, it's because of that. Okay, friggin' shush. I'm not done with you yet. All right, let's go ahead and scale this up. Let's say 10% and see where that gets us. right? All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and slash you again. Let's see if you preserve all those details now. Dang, still doesn't preserve it. All right, all right, all right. All right, then let's go ahead and scale you up again by 10. Closer. But it ain't quite there yet. Still closer. All right, one more ought to do it. This is also a 55 millimeter chip. Huh. How big is that? I got a pair of calipers right next to me, so I'm just going to go ahead. You know, I'd still play poker with that. All right, it still ain't quite there, son of a bitch. Okay. There is another way that I could do this. But I'm just going to go and scale this. Not to where it needs to be. To get it to work. It's just a sampler after all. And how big are you again? Jam to Christmas. It is 66 inches. Not 66 inches. It is 66 millimeters. God damn, that's a big poker chip. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and see how this works at least. So you come on down here, little one. Alright, done try that again. Alright. So the only thing on these that isn't showing up, really, is the black border because of how teeny tiny that is. There is another solution to this that I can try. So go ahead, get this going, and I'll join you on the flip side after I get done swapping to this filament.